was at the shops about a month ago, and I run into an old client of mine. And when I say client, I used to be a mortgage broker for 15 years, and as of April last year, 2018, I retired or quit the broking industry, sold my business, and with no idea what I was going to do. So anyway, so I ran into this guy who was an old client of mine when I was a mortgage broker, and we got on well. You know, I did a few loans for him and his wife when I was a broker, and you know, he's about my age, similar. You know, he's married, kids, he's got a mortgage, obviously, and you know, so we're sort of similar. Likes a beer, we got on quite well. So anyway, I was having a talk to him, and he said to me, he said, "What are you doing now?" And I said, "Well, funnily enough, I'm doing what you do. I'm driving a forklift and, you know, being a factory worker." After about 4 months of retirement, I got a job. I needed to get a bit of structure back in my life. I needed to find something to do. I was getting a little bit depressed, a little bit anxious. I was having a few issues, mental health issues, doing nothing. So anyway, so I went and got the job, and I actually really love it. So I said to him, you know, that's what I'm doing, and we were talking about our jobs. He asked me what my hourly rate was. I told him. I said, "Why, what's yours?" And his hourly rate was $6 an hour, less than what I'm getting. So, you know, that made him interested. So he's asked me more about my job, and I told him the conditions, and he's shaking his head. He goes, "Wow," he said, "that sounds great. You know, compared to what he's doing, working in a tin shed, basically, 40-degree days, just sweating and earning, you know, pittance, basically. I don't know if it's minimum wage. I wouldn't even know what that is, but pretty poor money, but for the conditions and the work that he does." And I said to him, I said, "Well, why don't you come work with us?" I said, "Our company's getting bigger. They're always looking to hire." I said, "I think I can pretty easily get, you know, someone of your experience a job." And he goes, yeah, that sounds awesome. Can you do that?" I said, "Well, I'll give it a crack." Anyway, the next day, I went into work and I spoke to one of the bosses. I said, "Look," I said, "I've got this guy. He's about my age. He is doing, you know, he's driving a high-reach forklift. He's reliable. He's, you know, he's missed 3 days work in 5 years." I did ask the guy that. He's always on time. You know, just a good, reliable worker who knows what he's doing. And the boss said, "That sounds awesome." He said, "Get me his resume. We'll get him in for an interview. We'll probably just get him straight on. We're looking for someone right now." I said, "Awesome." So that, I think at that moment, I sent a text message to the guy. I said, "Mate, get me your resume ASAP. We're looking for someone right now." And no reply. Next day, or it might have been a couple of days later, I sent him a Facebook message. We're friends on Facebook, so I sent him a message saying, "Mate, get me your resume. You know, we're hot. I can get you this job." No reply. Well, that's odd, because we've spoken on Messenger, you know, a bit over the years. No reply. Anyway, so a couple of days later, I ring him. Doesn't answer. I leave a message. Say, "Mate, get back to me." I said, "There's a job here. I need your resume. We'll get you in for an interview. You'll get the job." And no reply. Eventually, maybe a week after that, I go knock on his door. He doesn't live too far from me, so I went on the way home from work one day. I knocked on his door. He answers. I said, "Mate, I'm trying to get hold of you. What's going on? I've messaged you on your Facebook message. I've rung you, left a message. You don't return my call. What's going on?" And he says, "Yeah, I thought about it." He says, "I don't really want to take the risk." I said, "Okay, that's fine. You know, no skin off my nose. You know, I've got a job there. If you don't want it, then that's fine." And I was driving home, and I actually felt really disappointed. I thought, what risk? How is this a risk? He's doing the same job, and he's getting $6 an hour more, and he's working in better conditions, temperature controlled conditions, rather than the hot heat. And then I thought about it. This guy is married. He's got young kids, youngish. He's got a mortgage, rather big one. For him to change jobs and start at a new place, on probation is a massive risk for him. No matter how good the job is, it's too big a risk for him to get out of the rut that he's in. No matter how bad that rut is, he doesn't want to take the risk. And it's a fairly typical scenario. People get very comfortable where they are, and anything, even a step up, where this is just a one step up, but sometimes things that could be 10 steps up, where the opportunity is just amazing, people still don't want to do it because they feel very safe and they feel very comfortable. And the reason I tell that story, and the reason I've been putting thought into this scenario, is because I think the main problem people have with taking risk is that they think they've got too much to lose. And a lot of the problem is that they have made too many commitments that are too important to them to take any risk whatsoever. And that's children, and I've got kids and I love them and they're the best things ever happened to me. But they are a responsibility, they are a commitment. Obviously a marriage is a commitment. Debt is a commitment, and a major one that will stop us from taking any risk. Obviously having stuff, buying stuff, needing that money to live this lifestyle that you want to live is important to a lot of people. So what I thought, and this was a bit of a reality check for myself as well, and I pretty much do it, but it encouraged me to do it even more, is to go lean. And this year, it's only March, I've decided that even more so than ever, I'm going to go even leaner. And that's just not physically lean. I've actually lost a fair bit of weight since I've been doing this factory job, down to 77 kilos, which is about where I want to be. So just not just physically, but that's an important thing, to keep lean, your body. But also debt, go lean on debt. And I am pretty lean on debt. I don't take on debt anymore. I've got an investment property which I owe a bit of money on, but other than that, no car loans, no credit cards, all that sort of stuff I've taken care of in the past, and I'll never go back there. But it was a wake-up call that taking on debt is taking on a commitment, taking on responsibility that will lower the amount of risk I can take. But the main thing is the commitments that you make to other people. I think it's too common that we make commitments to other people to do things with them or for them that actually makes our life more difficult. And if you're a person that says yes to every request from every person, every friend that comes along, then it's something to think about, because that could be costing you a lot in the long term. Think about what you can do to go leaner in 2019, whether it be debt. If you're taking on the debt, now you've got to pay it back. So maybe this year you can just start hammering down the debt, control your spending. Whether it be your body, let's get leaner physically. Whether it be your commitments and the promises that you make to other people. And that's a major one that could be costing you a lot more than what you know. Okay, so I very rarely make a video these days. So I'll tell you what I am up to. I've actually started another YouTube channel, and as of right now, what's the date? The 19th of March. It has 8 subscribers. 8. I don't know where those 8 come from, because I've basically told no one really about this channel, and you're not even really friends and family. But it's really got nothing to do with investing in the stock market, so most of you probably won't be interested. But I'm getting my dealer's license to sell motorbikes here in WA. I've just rented some space in a suburb not far from here, in Kelmscott. If you're from Perth, it's about 25 kilometres southeast of Perth, Kelmscott. So I've got 160 square metres there, and I'm setting up a little dealership there, and I'm setting up a YouTube channel as well. And for me, it's exciting. Like, I love motorbikes, I always have. So to be able to ride motorbikes every day, you know, it doesn't get any better than that for me. But, you know, from your point of view, watching the channel, even if you're not interested in motorbikes, I think the interesting thing is I'm going to have a crack at starting a new business from scratch, just an idea. I knew nothing really about running a dealership, you know, actually nothing at all. I had to, actually I haven't even got my license yet. I'm in the process of getting my dealer's license at the moment. Going through that and starting from scratch, and I've just been out buying motorbikes, you know, learning how to negotiate with people. You've got to get the bikes for the right price. I've got, you know, 9 in my shed here currently. So I've been out buying bikes. So it's just, I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm interested to see myself how this turns out. You know, when you come up with an idea and then you turn it into a business, just like Bill Gates did with Microsoft, or Jeff Bezos did with Amazon. It started an idea and they become these behemoths. And I'm not saying mine will become a behemoth, I'm sure it won't. But can it become successful enough? I don't know. It's going to be interesting whether I can make money buying and selling motorbikes in little old Perth, Western Australia. So that's what the video is going to be about. Obviously I'm going to be test riding motorbikes, talking about motorbikes, but I'm also going to be talking about the business, how it's going, you know, if it's progressing, if it's going backwards, whether it's going to be a success at all, or whether I've got to pull the pin, try something else. That's what the channel is going to be about. So yeah, just like a social experiment basically. And you're either going to watch the business grow, you know, maybe I'll be employing staff, maybe I'll be taking on debt to buy a building, I don't know. You know, all these things may happen, or it may just fizzle and die. That's going to be the fascinating thing. So if you do want to check out the channel, there's nothing on it. Well, there's like a few motorbike videos at the moment, nothing of any note, but it's called Greeny's Cruises. So if you wanted to just check it out, and yeah, if that's of any interest to you at all. So that's what I've sort of been up to these last few months. That's my the thing that's driving me at the moment. Still got my little job, a factory job in the mornings, but then in the afternoons I've been doing this, and I'm pretty excited about it. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.